An aviation expert, Richard Levy. He's been on our broadcast before. Richard, thanks for taking the time out here with us this afternoon. Your initial thoughts as you heard what had happened and unfolded yesterday with this plane taking off, this cargo plane taking off and crashing a short time later.
Hi, Derek. Great to see you again. They were the UPS MD-11 freighter was cleared for takeoff on runway 17 right at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Takeoff roll was normal until sometime just before liftoff. The left engine separated from the aircraft. Normally, that occurs when an engine separates from an aircraft. If that is actually true, which I believe it is at this point, it's usually due to improper maintenance. But the reports are already out that there was not maintenance done or accomplished on this MD-11 within the last couple of days, 48 hours, 72 hours. That's to be confirmed, of course. But in any event, what happened? Why did it separate? Bolts, mechanical failures of some kind. Of course, it should not happen. And what happens on the flight deck when an engine separates, let me put it this way, when an engine's on fire, we get lights, we get bells. It's very obvious, without a doubt. In this case, when an engine separates, the engine instruments record the loss of thrust, but there's no noise, no warning signs. That could be the reason why the MD-11 continued the takeoff instead of what we call rejecting the takeoff. That means stop the takeoff roll. They continued, they were airborne, and then perhaps for loss of control of the airplanes due to hydraulic failures. I do not know the MD-11, but that could be why the airplane rolled over and the rest we see on the videos. Crash, caught fire.
And I did see a headline from CNN about the age of the MD-11, 34 years old. You mentioned the maintenance or lack of maintenance there on the MD-11. Does the age of the aircraft also potentially play a role?
No, in my opinion, it's not. And I want to be very clear. There were no reports of immediate maintenance on the airplane. All commercial airliners go through routine maintenance, and then if it's on the records, whatever maintenance was done in the last few weeks, the last month or so, there are records of that, black and white. They will be able to research what was done on the aircraft and what kind of problems the crews have written up. We call it in a maintenance logbook. So they're going to look at that. That's easy evidence to discover.
And I also wanted to ask you, the NTSB, National Transportation Safety Board, investigating this as they do all deadly aircraft and transportation incidents, said that they have recovered the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder. What potentially could they be looking for from either or both of those devices?
Very good question, Derek. First, the CVR, cockpit voice recorder, what the crew was talking about from the time they boarded, it records at least 30 minutes, perhaps more. So they're going to have all the conversations from the gate, taxi to the runway, during the takeoff roll. It happens very fast, so there's going to be very little conversation captured. There will be something. It may not be very nice to hear. And number two, the flight data recorder, FDR, is recovered, and apparently it was not damaged. There's slight damage, but apparently they're going to get hundreds of thousands of bits of information of how the aircraft was performing during takeoff roll. Was there adequate takeoff thrust? It appears there was. And were all systems operating normally. What I mentioned a moment ago about hydraulics when the engine detached, they're going to be able to find that. That will be recorded. Was there a loss of hydraulics to the flight controls, and which caused the airplane to roll? Quickly said, in our training in the simulator, we give engine failures all the time during takeoff roll. A simulator is in a building, a training academy, training school, and the crews successfully handle the engine failure and rotate, what we call rotate, lift the nose off the ground, airplane flies normally. So normally, if this is happen right at the rotation of the aircraft, it should fly normally. You have to work at it, but most pilots, in fact, all get qualified to handle that successfully.
Some important information and insight. Richard Levy, always good to talk to you. Obviously, this investigation just getting underway and could take months or even longer until we have definitive answers. Richard Levy, thanks for your time today.